just this huge Goliath in a league, the SPFL, where most clubs are in what's Celtic's spot in the Champions League, where they financially can't compete. So
yeah.
what's the alternative?
Well, I mean, this is it. We're in a really difficult place now where we don't even have to break sweat, and we're beating teams 3-0, 4-0. I mean, look at the game we just played there against Dundee. It's like we're not even getting out second or third gear, and it's crazy. It really is. I'm not saying that we should be trying to join the English Premier League. That's been that horse has been flogged to bits already. You know what I mean? But I don't know, yahmpy. It's a strange place to be. I was thinking back to the days when we had Tommy Burns as manager, and we were competing with Rangers every single game. Right? I remember sitting with my mates back in Glasgow, and we used to listen to the games on the radio. Or if sometimes we'd go to the pub and watch it if we had enough money. We were all students, so pretty poor, but we had likes of DeCanio and Van Hooijdonk and all that, signing big names, and because we were trying to compete with Rangers, and every single victory was celebrated, every single one, every cup win, everything was celebrated. If we could get the League Cup, it was a major, anything, just get a trophy back, just get a win, anything, and every game was celebrated. And now it's like the expectation is that we're going to wipe the floor with these teams by 2 or 3 goals, and I'm not saying it's not exciting. It's great. I love seeing Celtic win, but I don't know, mate. We're in a strange place now. It's like even with the Rangers game coming up on Saturday, it's like, does it really matter if we lose that game? I mean, it does, but in the grand scheme of things, who are Rangers? At the end of the day, they're neither here nor there. They're a mid-table side, and if we draw against them, it's like we're probably still going to go on and win the league. Now, I want to pump them. Don't get me wrong. I love beating them. There's nothing better than a total hammering. But I don't know, mate. It's a strange place to be at the moment as a Celtic supporter. It's a good place, but it's also a strange place because it's as if we've hit the ceiling. Do you know what I mean? I feel like we've hit the ceiling sometimes. I don't know where the club can go. All we can do is keep winning everything domestically, but it's a strange feeling sometimes. We've got to be honest about it.
See, I sat there, I watched some yesterday about the 90s and Celtic football and everything. It was on YouTube, and I popped it on a big TV. And partially sad seeing Tommy Burns. He was, still alive at the time, and he talking about having to compete against Rangers in the 90s and everything. And I tried to I sit there now, and I guess that's my rationalization for why I don't have much sympathy for the other clubs in Scotland right now, is because Celtic had to suffer through a Rangers 9 in a row. And knowing that they did it all the while fucking cheating to boot just makes it even worse and shit. But part of me is like, I wish Celtic would go off to England and fucking dominate and reap the financial rewards of doing so. And then part of me is like, you know what? I have no fucking sympathy for any of the other Scottish clubs. I really don't. Especially when you see them sit there and say, dumb statements like Hibs did about fucking, we don't need to revisit this and everything with the Rangers cheating and all that shit.
That was a pile of shite, man.
I mean,
I can't believe they came out with that. I mean, and all their fans, I know, and we've seen it across all the clubs. All the fans are outraged by what's going on. Aberdeen, Hibs, ourselves, and Motherwell. My dad's a Motherwell supporter, and he's raging about it. And all the guys that go to the games with him, they're all raging about it. And I can guarantee it's the same across all the other clubs. It's a total disgrace, and that's testament to the shite that is Scottish football and how it's run. I've got to be honest.
And that's why I say that other part of me don't feel the least bit guilty. And it's like, Brendan Rodgers, just keep running over everybody. It's like Sherman marching to the sea, man. Just fucking burn everything up in Scotland and win everything. Fucking just keep winning. Fuck all those other teams that sat there and just allow Rangers to cheat and not say shit and let their fucking Ann Budges of the world not say shit. You get what you deserve, man. You get what you deserve. And if Celtic's got to rip the fucking whirlwind and fucking other teams up, then by all means do so. And I don't give a shit. Win, win, win.
Absolutely, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to do that, but as we continue to dominate and the gap gets bigger and bigger, and we're putting out second tier sides, second string squads to beat teams 3 and 4-0, where does that go? I mean, if you look along that path and start projecting into the future, where does it lead us? It's a strange place to be. Like I said, coming from somebody who supported the club since my early teens, and seeing the likes of Tommy Burns sides where every single game you would listen to every single game with excitement because you had to win it, because you had to stop them. It was all about stopping them, because if they'd gotten that, I don't know what would have happened in Glasgow, man. It would have been crazy, and thankfully we did it. Thank God, rest in peace, Tommy Burns, that we managed to stop that, because if they managed to get that 10, it would have been hell on earth. I mean, it would have been a nightmare for Celtic fans. But we've come so far from there. It's flipped, and it's a strange place. I mean, when we play when we play in Europe against the likes of Paris Saint-Germain, it's a strange feeling. Yes, it's a dose of reality, but it's a strange one. Now, we've got plenty of Champions League games to come up, and I don't want to dwell on it. We'll get the Anderlecht games coming up, and I'm really looking forward to those two. As much as I've been dissing and talking shite about the Champions League, I'm looking forward to the Anderlecht games. They've recently sacked their coach. They've not been doing too well. They've lost quite a few games domestically, and this is a side that we should be looking to beat at home and away, and then hopefully get a result, maybe against Bayern on one of the legs, and try and get into the Europa League. I think that's really the best that we can hope for at this stage. We'll see where the land lies after a couple of games. But what are your hopes for the Anderlecht games? I mean, are you hopeful that we're going to get a result? I mean, we get the Rangers game coming up, so we can talk about that. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the next couple of games?
I feel really good about the Anderlecht match. I didn't at the time, because they had a nice little run in Europa League last year, but this year they really seem to be fucking just shit in the bed right now. So it's like, this is a great time to catch them. But isn't it nice? And fuck you, UEFA, for creating this whole fucking dumpster fire of a goddamn tournament that we have to root to get clubs to compete against on a more level playing field like Anderlecht. Exciting, man, to sit there and say, okay, we have a chance where we can beat this club twice and get something positive, European football, through the new year, because they sit there and, we have financial fair play rules, but we'll let you fucking do $200 million loan deals for fucking guys after you just bought a player for $200 million in fucking loan and whatever, and just skirt the rules. And they say, we'll get around to enforcing those rules, and they're never going to fucking do it. It's nice to have a club where we can sit there on a more level playing field and know that we're going to give them a right go, and Brendan give us a real good chance to beat them.
Exactly.
I feel good about the Anderlecht match. I think that away match is going to be a great fucking match.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's interesting. If we had drawn a group that had Anderlecht and had CSK Moscow and had Seville or whatever, we'd be sitting here with a lot more positive about it. As it happens, we've drawn two of the best clubs in Europe, best clubs in the world, even. So it's it's like I said, when we get in there, everything's a bonus for me. Getting to the group stages, you don't know what you're going to get, and we have again had a hard draw. But if we can acquit ourselves well against Anderlecht, that'll be. I'm not saying that's enough for me, but I just wanted to see us, make up for it in a way. I'm not saying that it was embarrassing. There's nothing embarrassing about being beaten like that, by a club like Paris Saint-Germain. They are it's a massive club, but it does hurt. It does. Watching that happen at Celtic Park was a sore one, and it was for me. It was a reality check in a way. I mean, we all knew that it was possible, but I just, for me, it was like, okay, this
it gets
welcome
old
back
because
to
they
the Champions League.
It's like UEFA has fucking rules. Why have financial fair play rules if you're not going to enforce them? It's like a fucking grander version of the SFA, man.
Exactly.
If you have if you have these fucking rules, enforce them. You obviously thought something could happen to where you created the fucking rules.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the situation happens, and they're like, "I'm just not going to be fucking bothered."
But this is why I hate all the. It's another, for me. It's another corrupt setup. We've seen it. Look at what's been going on with Michel Platini, Seb Blatter. UEFA's no different, just let's look at Legia Warsaw's displays in Tifo. That sums it up nicely, man. It's the greedy bastards at the table. They don't give. It's all money, man. It's all money. It's all the Champions League is big bucks, and everybody's getting rich except us. And I don't mean the fans. I mean clubs like us. I use the analogy of the country club at the restaurant. That's it. You might get lucky and let in, and you can sit at the side and you can have a glass of water and some dry toast, but that's all you're getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, that's kind of bullshit. Like, it's one thing, and I seen the fucking again. We keep doubling back to. Well, Celtic has this huge financial advantage in Scotland, but they earn their shit fairly and by the rules. Paris Saint-Germain didn't earn their shit fairly or by the rules. They had some rich fucking dude from Qatar or wherever come to fucking just be like throwing cash around like he's a human fucking cash sprinkler and shit. And it's like, oh, I can buy whatever the fuck I want because I got oil money. And then you got Rangers did that shit in Scotland, and they went to 9 in a row because they were playing with the fucking book, so they never paid for shit. And this is why you need organizations that have teeth instead of guys running it who are just worried about filling their own fucking pockets.
Yeah, good luck.
Good
luck with that, man.
That's the problem because absolute power corrupts absolutely, man. Yep. And they're like, oh, as long as we keep getting the stuff cash in our pockets, why fuck with it? And that's what these guys running the fucking UEFA and the SFA are fucking doing. They didn't give a shit. Yeah. As long as Rangers could be there, drawing them a couple of derbies and shit with Celtic and everything, that's all they gave a fuck about. Yeah. We don't visit this stuff, and we keep the cash in our pockets. That's all they cared about.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's disgusting, man, because it's corrupted the fucking game. It's taken the feet out from under the fucking game, man.
Yeah. Look, I think at the end of the day, all we can do is just put our best foot forward. Now, we've talked about whether or not we think the club have put their best foot forward. I don't believe they did. I think we could have done better work in the transfer market in certain areas. I think we've left ourselves short in defence. That's a problem.
And the fannies just sit there. Oh, we spend money. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
you got loans.
But all we can do is hold our hands up and say, look, we're Celtic. This is the league we play in. This is the players that we've got. Have we got the best coach available? I think we do. Have we got the best training going on? Yes, we do. Have we got the best coaches we could get? I think currently we do. Are we trying to promote our youth through? Yes, we are now, more so than ever, more so than Lennon, more so than previous managers. Yes, we are. There's a good feeling around the club now. As much as you and I are going to sit here on this podcast episode and start talking doom and gloom about the Champions League, we are playing at the big table. The club is in a great financial position, and we are top of the table, top of the food chain in our own league. You can't ask for any more than that. So all the clubs in Scotland are going to go, oh, Celtic fans moaning. Do you know what I mean? Shut up. Look at us. Look. So. But it's all relative, and you've got to aim for the top. So, with the Anderlecht games coming up, I'd like to see us beat them twice. I'd like to see us get a result against Bayern. I think we can play better than we played against PSG. I don't think we played well enough. I don't think we were at it. I think Brendan Rodgers was right to criticise the players the way he did. I think that Brown was off his game. I don't think any of the players acquitted themselves particularly well, other than maybe Ralston. So...
It's kind of tough looking. Let's get past that because I'm fucking over PSG.
Yeah, so Anderlecht and Rangers coming up. Do you want to talk about Rangers and how they've been doing? Because for me, they're a different side than they were last year. Certainly, we know that they signed a hell of a lot of players. And
a lot of Catholics.
Yes, indeed. Yep, they'll be getting told, don't bless yourself at the touchline. You'll be getting empty bottles of Bucky and batteries thrown at you. But different squad, and certainly got some players that have got, I would say, are probably attacking technically better. I think the defence is still left wanting. I think that's why we're going to beat them. I don't think it's going to be a whitewash. I would settle for... I think it's going to be a closer game than most think. I think there's only going to be a couple of goals in it, but I think it should be fairly comfortable for us. I don't think they're going to be able to contend with Paddy Roberts. I don't think they're going to be able to contend with Sinclair.